Two bakers started with the same dough. One got impatient and pulled it out early. The other waited. Only one ate bread. In a village where bakers competed to make the best bread, two apprentices were each given the same ingredients to start their businesses. Same flour, same yeast, same water, same oven. Both wanted to become successful bakers. Both started on the same day. 10 years later, one owned the most successful bakery in the region. The other had failed dozens of times and still struggled to make ends meet. The difference? One understood that bread takes time to bake. The other kept pulling it out too early because he couldn't wait. The first baker's name was Nabi. When Nabi put his dough in the oven, he set the timer for 60 minutes. That's how long bread takes to bake. But after 10 minutes, Nabi opened the oven to check. The dough looked the same. Still raw, still soft. Nothing impressive. Nabi felt disappointed. This isn't working fast enough. After 20 minutes, he checked again. The dough had risen slightly, but wasn't bread yet. Nabi grew impatient. This is taking too long. Maybe I should try something else. After 30 minutes, still not done. Nabi couldn't wait anymore. He pulled the dough out. It was half-baked, warm but raw in the middle. Inedible. Useless. Nabi threw it away and started over with new dough. Same process. 10 minutes in, he checked. 20 minutes in, still not ready. 30 minutes in, he got impatient and pulled it out early again. Another failure. This became Nabil's pattern. Start baking, get impatient, pull it out too early, fail, start over. He repeated this cycle dozens of times over 10 years. Every batch, same mistake. Too impatient to let it finish baking. People would ask Nabi, "Why don't you just wait the full 60 minutes?" Nabi would say, 60 minutes is too long. I don't have time to wait. I need results now. But by pulling things out early repeatedly, Nabi wasted 10 years and never produced a single loaf of bread. His impatience cost him everything. The second baker's name was Samir. When Samir put his dough in the oven, he also set the timer for 60 minutes. After 10 minutes, he also felt curious. He wanted to check, but Samir resisted. Bread takes 60 minutes, Samir reminded himself. Opening the oven now won't speed it up. It'll just let heat escape and slow the process. After 20 minutes, Samir felt the urge to check again. His hands hovered near the oven door. But he stopped himself. It's not done yet. Checking won't help. I need to be patient. After 30 minutes, halfway done, Samir was tempted to peek. Maybe it was ready early. Maybe he could speed things up. But Samir knew better. If I pull it out now, I'll ruin it. I need to trust the process and wait. After 40 minutes, the smell of baking bread filled the room. Samir wanted to open the door so badly, but he waited. After 50 minutes, almost ready. Still, Samir waited. When the timer hit 60 minutes, Samir opened the oven. Perfect bread, golden brown, fully baked, ready to eat and sell. The waiting paid off. Samir took that loaf, sold it, used the profit to make more dough, and repeated the process every time. He waited the full 60 minutes, every time. Perfect bread, every time. Profit that compounded. After 1 year, Samir had a steady customer base, After 5 years, he'd expanded to a larger oven. After 10 years, he owned the most successful bakery in the region. All because he understood that good things take time and impatience destroys results. One day, still struggling after a decade of failure, Nabi visited Samir's bakery. He saw the success, the customers, the perfect bread. He couldn't understand it. Nabi said, "We started with the same ingredients, same oven, same opportunity. Why did you succeed while I failed?" Samir replied, "Because you kept pulling your bread out early. I waited for mine to finish," Nabi argued. "But waiting 60 minutes seemed so long. I needed faster results." Samir shook his head. "And in your rush for fast results, you got no results. You wasted 10 years pulling half-baked dough out of ovens. I waited 60 minutes per loaf and built a bakery. You couldn't wait 60 minutes and built nothing." Here's the truth about wealth that destroys most impatient people. Good investments take time to bake. Pull them out early and you get nothing. The oven is compounding. The dough is your money. The 60 minutes is time. And impatient people keep pulling their money out before it has time to grow. Then wonder why they never build wealth. Nabi represents most investors. They put money in investments, wait a few months, see minimal growth, and pull it out. They switch strategies constantly. They chase quick returns. They can't handle the waiting period. They'll invest in stocks, see them dip after 3 months, panic and sell. They'll start a business, see slow progress after 6 months, quit and try something else. They'll buy real estate, get nervous after a year, and sell too early. They're constantly starting over, constantly pulling things out before they're done, constantly failing because they can't wait for the full cycle. Samir represents investors who build real wealth. They understand that compounding takes time. They put their money in good investments and leave it alone. They don't check constantly. They don't panic at slow progress. They trust the process and wait. They know that the first 20 minutes shows almost nothing. The first few years of investing feels like nothing is happening. But that's when the magic is building beneath the surface. That's when compound interest is preparing to explode. Pull your money out during that early phase and you get nothing. Leave it in for the full cycle and you get everything. Think about your own investments. Are you an impatient baker? Do you invest money then pull it out after a few months because you don't see fast results? Do you switch strategies constantly looking for quicker returns? Most people do this. They can't handle the waiting period. They need to see progress immediately. So they keep pulling their investments out early, starting over, and wondering why they never build wealth. The answer is simple. They're baking bread for 30 minutes when it needs 60. Half-baked wealth is worthless wealth. Real wealth takes time. 10 years of patient investing beats 50 years of impatient switching. One fully baked loaf beats 100 half-baked attempts. The hardest part of wealth building isn't finding good investments. It's leaving them alone long enough to work. It's resisting the urge to check constantly. It's waiting the full 60 minutes, even when 30 minutes feels unbearable. Nabi tried to bake bread dozens of times and failed every time because he couldn't wait. Samir baked bread slowly but consistently and built a fortune. Same ingredients, different patience. One wanted fast results and got nothing. One accepted slow results and got everything. Stop pulling your investments out early. Stop switching strategies because you don't see immediate growth. Stop being an impatient baker. Put your dough in the oven. Set the timer and wait the full 60 minutes. That's where wealth lives. In the waiting. Watch the next one.